Hello and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr. And to the southern part of northern Elsweyr, or Enequina. So, as you can see from the line indicator, both over Yoka, is it? Who is who here? Yokas. Over Yokas' head, we may have found a side quest. I don't know exactly what it is, but, well, we are going to find out. If it's not, we'll do something else. I've also, while running down from the other side, let me show you, I've slotted more points into my passives. Why? Well, simply because they're passives, and that means I don't have to worry about slotting them somewhere where I have to activate them. So this is really a sort of like a make it more likely that I'll survive. The only reason that I have not gone into this one is, let me show you, because in this here there is other things like reduced damage taken, which is overall, which is nice. Reduced magical damage, that's not so relevant. I mean, it could be. Physical attacks, critical resistance, and wasn't there also one with armor? I believe there was. Let's see, is this one piercing? So that's basically offense. I don't really have a big interest in offense, so I mean, I'm okay with the damage I'm dealing right now, so that's really what I'm going for. I think it was it here? Blessed. So that's healing done. Now, an interesting thing is, healing done is our healing output, which means that it is basically for support units. However, it does not, I think, affect my ability to heal myself, as my ability to heal myself comes from general casting of spells. The Salve of Renewal. Nah. What have I got here? Hope Infusion. Minor Heroism. Okay. I think there was something with armor, but yeah, I can't really find it. But it's there somewhere. So that's what I'm saving up for that one. The other two basically just slotted into until I'm filling that up and then focusing on something else. Okay, Yokas. What's the deal?
You have come to Cicatrice in a time of great danger, traveler friend. Toxic fumes permeate the air, and corpses walk among the ruins. It is best to turn away now before you share the fate of my dear companions.
What happened to your companions?
We were exploring the nearby oasis caverns when the fumes first began to spread. Only Najira and I were able to escape. The rest of my companions, weakened and disoriented by the poisoned air, ran farther into the caverns of the oasis.
Is there any way to rescue them?
I would need to first create an antidote. However, I require samples from corpses that have absorbed the fumes. No easy task, given that something has awoken Cicatrice's dead. They now guard the ruins from any invaders.
I'll get these samples and bring them back to you.
Thank you for the aid, traveler friend.
Cicatrice.
The undead walk the ruins of Cicatrice, directly to the west. I would advise caution. So much trouble for my egg mother's research notes. I now wonder if traveling to this town was the right decision.
Town? Okay, let's see. This is probably the last thing I'm going to ask, so let's ask more about the place. That's also less intrusive than asking about the Egg Mother.
Once, the town of Cicatrice was a cool blessing within the scalding desert. The oasis beneath the town was clear, and many believed it had power to heal their ailments. The town prospered from these many visitors and the trade they bought.
Why is it in ruins now?
When the Nahatan flu came to Elsweyr, many hoped that the oasis would heal them. They traveled here seeking hope, but brought their ailment with them. The town was quickly overcome with this sickness. Many died.
So they abandoned the town.
They could not. The reigning monarchs quarantined infected towns in order to stop the disease from spreading. Cicatrice was eventually burned to the ground. And so, its people fled to the oasis. Their fate, however, is still unknown to me.
You also mentioned searching for your egg mother's research.
When the Nahatan flu devastated Cicatrice, its people fled into the safety of the nearby oasis. They hoped that its healing waters could cure them of the disease. This effort was led by Nikusha, my egg mother.
Your egg mother was in Cicatrice?
Yes. It is by her letters that I know of Cicatrice's suffering. She was a talented alchemist and hoped to develop a cure for the flu. However, this was many years ago. I do not believe she was successful.
If you believe your egg mother died, why come to Cicatrice?
I hope to find my mother's research and share her findings. It's very likely she died here, trying to help those who had been so cruelly abandoned. Her great deeds should be shared with all of Elsweyr.
I need more details about what happened to your companions.
When we entered the caverns of the oasis, all seemed quiet. Then, suddenly, fumes began to surround us. The corpses which littered the ground sprang to life and attacked. Najira and I were the only ones able to escape.
And the rest of your group?
The fumes must have disoriented them, for they ran farther into the caverns. By the time we found the entrance, Najira could barely walk. Even I, blessed as I am with Argonian blood, began to feel weak. These fumes are most dangerous.
Well, as I would say, vivid player of Elder Scrolls games series, all the way up from Morrowind, which is the early ones I've played. I've yet to try Daggerfall or Arena. Might do it sometime if I manage to get that set up. But from Morrowind over Oblivion and Skyrim, and I'm actually not sure about how it works in the online version, but in all those three games, that one of the racial skills that Argonians have is that they are immune to diseases, and they can breathe underwater, but that's less relevant here. So yeah, the immunity to disease, or at least a high resistance to disease, was a thing in all of these games, and that didn't change. Where other races did have their abilities and their racial sort of stat line changed a bit from the get-go. Okay, but let's see how it might be that they actually explain it here. So
Argonians have a far higher tolerance to poison than other races. Due to the nature of our homeland, that is why I was able to escape. But even so, it would be foolish to return to the oasis without first preparing.
So that's why you're creating
Precisely.
an antidote.
An antidote will both allow us to enter the oasis safely and heal my companions of their weakness so that they may escape. That is why we must work quickly, traveler friend.
Okay. What? Where do we... What? Oh! Oh, so this is the town. I thought it was this. Oh, well. So, undead. Okay. That is manageable. To a degree, of course. Blighted Butcher. So, this town was essentially hit in the same way that Orcrist was. But where Orcrist had walls and could just quarantine itself, Cicatrice did not. At least not in the same way. Well... shouldn't be too hard. Oh, that's a hefty dose of experience for one simple guy. Well, I think I've run through this place. Oh. Oh. Alright. Might as well see if we can't see Butcher Choker. So I don't believe that undead like this have menders or alchemists with them. I'll take that and which means that we should have a better chance of basically avoiding them healing themselves. Okay. Oh, so it has to pop up from a searchable enemy. Okay. Oh, hello. What have we have here? Intermediate. Ooh. Probably should be sneaking, but I can do this fairly fast, so. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. I like how it goes from if you're crouching to in and going into combat, it automatically lets you stand up. Brigandine helmet. Sure. Three of a kind. Sample of diseased blood. Well, that works. Not what I had planned on finding, but is there more local? No, okay. I had hoped that there may be Oi! One more. So it seems that you gather the champion points up very quickly. At least in comparison to... Oh, is it this? Does it hurt me? No. So it's kind of like... So it's not like bonfires, which can actually hurt you if you are... let's say inquisitive enough to stand on top of them. Is there a boss monster here? Probably. We should be on the lookout for that so that we don't need to return once we're actually done here. Whoop. Oi! What a sideswipe. Boop. Well, even if gold smells bad, it's still gold. So I think I have... Oh. Ooh. I think it's more than that, but yeah, dee. Okay, so I think the Kingdom Shard that was here is one that I've already picked up because I remember running through here. diseased bones, even. Okay. Oh, well, we don't have to go through. Let's try and subterfuge our way through this, if at all possible. It might not be, but sure, we'll give it a try. Okay, there's the road, so that's... Did he move? Yes, he did.
Then Najira will go alone. She will not sit idle while her friends suffer.
Please, don't be foolish. Najira, wait.
Well, that didn't go as
I
planned,
am
did
glad
it?
to see you unharmed. Were you able to gather the
Flappy,
samples?
you are really not in the best position, Bradley. I gathered the samples. Where's Najira going?
She fears for our companion's safety. I urged her to wait, for without an antidote she will quickly succumb to the fumes as well. But Najira refused to listen. I must begin my research. However, I still require a blossom of Arce's lash.
Arce's lash?
A cactus with a bright pink flower. It has great medicinal properties. Would you collect a blossom for me? The cactus can be found west of here, in a small glade atop a crag. In the meantime, I'll begin to study the samples you brought.
Okay, I'll gather
Thank
the
you
blossom.
once more for your aid, traveler friend. After I create an antidote, we can enter the Oasis caverns and rescue my companions. Perhaps even find my egg mother's research notes as well.
Okay. Oh, there's a small... I don't think I've ever seen this encampment before. Taishuki... Qa'Rajh... Could there be a sky shard here? Well, yes. Is there? I think not. Well, it's far away from Orchrist, so those walls are probably down where the caverns are. Alright. Let's find this cactus. And... it's on that ledge. Okay, well that was... I mean, a pleasant surprise. Ooh, silver dust. And brewing ingredients, because why not? Direwolves. Possibly the weakest of the dire creatures, at least of the dire creatures I've met. What you gonna do, summon your friends? Remember when we were in Oregon and we had to fight boars? Is it this? Or is it... it's up above. Well, great. So this is the absolute bottom layer of... how do I get there? Possibly by going around. So, if there is a quest like this to this location, then it's very, very possible that both Weeping Scar, Weeping Scar might hold it. Rim Necropolis might also hold a quest. I don't know. We shall see. Yeah, so it sounds like it's mostly direwolves up there. Just need to get around this plateau and up the rocks. Ah. Okay, so direwolves. Detected. By whom? From where? And why? Nah, just direwolves.
How dare you intrude upon my oasis! Leave this place! Now!
Are you gonna attack me? Because that's a mistake if you do. Boop. Is she a part of this? Or was that just a... I mean, I know what it is. That was a... what are they called? Nerits or something like that. Well... Is it possible that she is involved somehow? Possible, yes. No, I did not want to take the torchbox. I actually wanted to jump. Oh. Oh. Hello.
Qa'Rajh seems to regard their newest mane rather highly. To think there would be a day when all of Elsweyr bowed their head to one Khajiit. Not that it's likely to last, of course.
Well, not with someone like Rasheen go around. Oh, come on. That was not a big jump. Or a big fall. I could use raisins, but this seems so short. Like, what's the point? And I have a sprint function myself. That should suffice.
Yes, this should do it. My antidote is nearly complete. All I need now is the Arcae's Lash Blossom. Were you able to get one?
I have the blossom, but I spotted on a reed in the glade. She demanded I leave.
A myriad? Most peculiar. I wonder if she's somehow connected to the oasis. But there is no time to speculate while my companions are still in danger. I must deliver this antidote to them. With luck, it will give them the strength to escape.
I can deliver the antidote for you.
Thank you, traveler friend. I feared to ask, but already you volunteer. Make sure to drink some of the antidote before entering the oasis caverns. And please, see if you can find my egg research notes.
Okay. Yeah. But what? Oh, so I do need to ask
My
about
antidote
it.
is nearly
Yes. Oh.
My egg mug.
Oh. There we go. Okay.
Here you are, traveler friend. Let us hope this potion has the desired effect.
Okie dokie. Enter the oasis caverns. Oh, is there something in this? Yes. Do I need it? No. Did I take it anyway? Yes, of course. Okay, so down. Probably down here. Ooh. There could be treasure here. I mean, there's not, but there could be. Yeah, dee. So it's basically there. Oh, whoop! That might be a bit too far, even with a. Griffins. Ah. Oh, this is definitely not a place you'd find easily. Cicatrice Caverns. The legendary healing springs of Cicatrice Oasis was famed far and wide, all the way back in the days of the Thracian Plague, when its waters were said to have saved many lives. But the Nahartan flood cast the same shadow over Cicatrice that it did across all of Elsweyr. I'm surprised I managed to get all of that out. It's usually faster than that. Okay. Search for survivors, eh? That's a very specific wording now, isn't it? So there is almost certainly a sky shard down here. Maybe in... Why are there... Oh, are those healing potions? No, they're just vials, of which I can do nothing with. Now, I wouldn't feel safe about ingredients that have been laying in a cave where the dead have suddenly begun rising because of fumes. It seemed like a bad idea. Well, it isn't crawling with monsters, but it's big enough for a boss fight.
You must leave here now. The very air is poisonous.
Yoka sent me. I have there an antidote that will help.
Iokas? I knew he would not abandon us. You must hurry. My companions ran.
Why can't you just pronounce words and names the same way I do?
Here,
Makes me look like a fool. How are you feeling?
I will be all right. The fumes have weakened me, but not as much as the others. A blessing of my Argonian blood. I just need to rest a moment more.
Alright, I'll rescue your companions. Rabenji, Najira, and Pilazaz. Okay. Oh, and research notes. Well, biscuits. You know what? I don't want to cut this up. I feel like... Ooh. So you're saying there's nothing to the right here? That makes me want to instantly go to the right. Bookshelves, eh? Probably nothing, but I have to check. There could be skill books for all I know. There are paper here. Is that not... No, I don't want the torch bug. I don't care about bugs. Oh, no. A skeever. Really? Well, if skeevers stand in my way, I will defeat them. Like I will defeat it. Ooh, top crane hide scraps. That is actually pretty nice. Can't say I expected that. What is this? Drinks of various kinds. Again, if there's skeevers abound, I don't think I would be eating it. Or drinking it in this case. Well, skeevers do not solicit a whole lot of experience, but it's still some. Still flesh flies. No, I think not. I am mostly curious. Oh, now there's something here. What is this? Find the research. Okay, well, I mean... Ooh, that glow... Nereids, perhaps? Ew, this sludge. Oh. Well, we have ways to deal with you guys. I mean, you can hold me. No, let's not. But if you can't stop me, then... Ooh, master. Ah! Oh! Did I get it? Nice. That gave me a lot in Digger Domain. Yeah. Boop. Okay, well, where did you come from? Could you maybe stop spawning after the others have gone? Like, if you waited your turn, you'd have to face me alone. So why is this place... I'm guessing that Nereid is not going to be the last that we've seen of. Oh! Someone pretending to be dead. Well, let me help you with that. See, I've been taking acting lessons. I have not, but... Boop, 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 and boop. Okay. I see you. Your green sort of stands out against the cage. No. Nikusha, Black Marsh Alchemist. Okay, so we've gotten them in the wrong. Well. Oh, I got it. Well, okay. Aha! So this is up above. Right. Well, then this place might actually give me a way of, sort of a way to plan. An idea of what's to come. Which also means that I can potentially see where the sky shot is. Boop. Well, you got sapped pretty hard. So, wait. I thought there would be a sky shot here. Or... Woo! Wait. Oh, what? Oh, I have a weapon that is without charge. That is unfortunate. Let's see if I... actions. Charge. Weapon is already fully charged. Okay, actions. Charge. I don't think it matters really. Okay, should have charged it up. The only way we can go, I mean, there is. So this really doesn't teach me anything because this is right above where we found Lara. Naradam. I think that was her name. Bop. It is possible that I've gone possibly the absolute worst way around this place, but I mean, all roads leads to Rome, right? And in this case, are you? There we go. Okay. So now we should be back. Nope. We should be back on the other map, which means there is something right here.
Is Rebunji to die here?
Why can't I get closer to him?
Did Iocris make this? Rebunji must thank him.
Well, if you could focus on getting out first, that would actually be... Is this the goat that's making me stuck like this? Because if that's so, that's actually a neat effect. Makes it a bit more than your average mud. It seems, however, very clear that the sewers of Cicatrice were to blame. Or at least partly, because of how water is spread in there. Did you kill my Flappy? That's a mistake, because Flappy will always return. You cannot kill my Flappy. My Flappy is eternal. The sooner you learn that... Oh yeah, you definitely do slow down in the mud. Well... How do you deal with archers? Get up close and personal with them. Am I poisoned? These bloody buggers poisoned me, the sick freaks. Sickness, eh? Sickness. Well, I doubt Qa'Rajh will have anything to do with this, given that we've already had Qa'Rajh dealing in Orcris. Albeit a rather manic one, but, well... Alright. Since you guys want it personal, let's make it personal. Whoop! Wow, you really get stuck in this mud, like... You can't actually... crouch in it. That's how dense? I suppose dense would work for this. Well, so much for sneaking in. Guess I'll have to do it the let's see. There could be something up there. I'll get it as soon as I've... Ah! Should have seen that. And a little bit of... Oh, you died. Well, never mind. And I shan't bother you with... Okay, we definitely need to go this way. I can always deal with the rest of these freaks later. If I have to. And I probably do. Well, not per se, but... Hello, boys. Okay. I see ya. Don't get up for my sake. Pop.
Please, is anyone there? Thank you, stranger. This one will find her way out.
Skeevers! I am not sure how, but Snappy seems unaffected by the mud. Then again, I suppose he is a mud crab, so that actually makes sense. Skeleton? No, but a very, very, very large skull. I suppose. Present. Whoop. You guys need to make up your mind about how you're dead or what is going on. Galatite Curious. Huh. I don't need poisons, I have plenty of those. So we should be in an area where research notes can be found. So are you selling me that in this large underground cavern, despite its likeliness to have sky shards, have not yet produced any sky shards? Ironhide? How does that work? Oh. Just one more person to go, and fitting how the last person in is also the last person saved. Hello.
Najira should have listened to Iokas.
Yes, you should.
Thank you for saving this foolish one, Walker. She should not have returned.
Are you... Really? No sky shot down here? Well, it's not that there isn't tall enough for the ceiling, because we have found sky shards in much more cramped locations, so... So... So I actually went the right way because I couldn't even get up there. Interesting. Can I go the other way? Yes. Yes, because this is... Wait, what? This is new. Or is it? No, it's where I have been. Okay. I just wasn't sure because it made a nice, perfect circle. Well, not a circle, but it definitely circled in on itself.
I swear, it's not the fumes. I heard someone in the central chamber.
It is all right, Laratan. I believe
So that's probably where the... Does this look like a door to a central chamber where there could be a sky shot? Yes. Alright, well, let's see what... My money says that Nereid is
Thank you for
behind
serving
it
my
all.
companions.
Perhaps even behind
Were
the
you
curse.
also able to find my egg mother's research notes? They would be invaluable to learning what occurred here.
I was able to find some of her notes.
Thank the Hist. I was worried her research would be lost forever. She writes of a Nereid who lives here, and how her research tainted the oasis. I see. This must be the root of all the despair we have encountered.
How
The
so?
Nereid once made this oasis a place of healing, but by filling these caverns with sickness and death, it drastically changed her. She must be the one who created these fumes and raised these corpses.
What can be
I'm
done?
afraid that the Nereid must be killed. She poses a threat to all who visit Cicatrice, and by raising the dead she has defiled many. Her death, Hist willing, will also allow this oasis to finally begin to heal.
Okay, I will
With
kill the
your help,
Nereid.
My egg mother's terrible mistake can finally be mended. Thank you, traveler friend. For now, I'll lead my companions back to camp.
You know what exactly happened to the Nereid to corrupt her this way?
Nereids are inherently linked to the body of water they inhabit. The plague victims stayed within these caverns for weeks. Slowly, they tainted the purity of the oasis. What was once a place of healing became a place of sickness and death.
And so they tainted the Nereid as well.
Precisely. As the clear waters of this oasis grew polluted, so too did her spirit. Once, the Nereid healed those who came to her. Now she seeks to infect and kill. She embodies the very plague which tainted her.
That's actually weird, because the small body of water up where the flower was seemed clear. But I suppose if it's only a fraction of the body of water and most of it is polluted and tainted, well, so killing the Nereid will heal the oasis?
I'm afraid it will still take many years to fully heal the oasis. But killing the Nereid will begin that process. Without her to create the fumes and raise corpses, the oasis has a chance to finally be cleansed.
Okay, to the central chamber! Oh. I thought I saw something. Tanisha's journal. Hello? Are there... Well, it wasn't a law book, because if it were, it would have been shining like a beacon of its own. There's another... Spoiled food. Well, I think not. A bookshelf. Well, it sounds like the sewers are still, if not in use, then somewhat active. Oh, so well. Get... Okay. I think that's enough law. Nope, that's not the right way. Where is the door? There is the door. I lost the door. So, boss fight incoming. Well, almost certainly. Sky shot? Oh, I thought we would get a new map, but this is extension of the old map. Is also fine. Absolutely. We do have our... Is this one on? Yes, okay. Is this one on? It is now. So, and I have quite a few of them. Don't think I'll run out anytime soon. Chevalier the Befouled. Well, I don't see a sky shard. That don't mean that there isn't one, though. Let's scour the premises before we make our final move. It seems we are able to do so. And she's not alone. Of course she isn't. They never are. Well, almost never. There are a few of them that actually decide to take up the fight themselves and don't have minions to do the hard work for them. My guess, she can probably raise a few of those dead before we can do anything about it. Is that the flower that's been causing it, or is that just scenery? Probably just scenery. Nothing of interest really here. So, yeah, there don't appear to be a sky shard.
Why did you have to come? Why did you make me like this?
I didn't. Don't blame me for something that people in a different generation have done. That is not fair, and I will not stand for such accusations, madam. You will, well, I wouldn't say eat those words, but you will eat those words!
No,
Ah!
I won't let anyone corrupt this oasis. Not again.
Look, well, you can start with yourself, but, whoop.
Why couldn't you leave me be? Monsters! Defilers!
Look, I can't answer for what people did in the past. They had the right idea, but because they stayed there for too long with their sickness.
I wanted to heal them. Why? Why couldn't I heal them?
That's a good question, and I don't know the answer. Boop, boop. Could you maybe stop with the boss music? The boss has been defeated. She was surprisingly easy to defeat. To be fair, the strategy of just leaving her minions be absolutely was the right one. Because even though the minions were around, they were essentially tied to her power, so yeah. Okay, we're reaching close to an hour. There'll be some cutting. Oh yes, they went back to camp. They even said that, right. I was like, did they just up and left me in here? Because... Whoop. Okay. So no sky shard. Fairly limited treasure. I don't need to collect that. There was... Up, 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 hey! Jump climbing. Our Skyrim days isn't for naught. Well... Yep. That works for me. Hit. Yo, whoa. Going a bit haywire with the old rocks there, pal. The vultures look on. Boop.
Not good. I was afraid of this.
Ooh. I like the fact that this backpack just restocked itself with loot.
It does my heart good to see you unharmed. I trust the Nereid suffers no longer.
Yes, I killed the Nereid. Were your egg mother's notes helpful?
No way. I did learn what happened here. My egg mother sought to create a cure for the plague. Instead, she corrupted the oasis with sickness and death. Everyone in Cicatrice died as a result of that corruption.
She seems like she had good intentions.
But I did not journey to Cicatrice to seek her good intentions. There has been much animosity between the Khajiit and Argonian races because of the Nahatan flu. My people are immune to the disease, so many believe we created it.
What does that have to do with your egg mother's research?
Through her research and sacrifice, I had hoped to bridge the gap between our people, prove that Argonians are not the cold-blooded monsters so many see us as. But sharing what happened at Cicatrice may only strengthen the Khajiit's hatred.
What will you do then?
I do not know. I must reflect on this. Still, I thank you for all that you've done. You saved my companions, found my egg mother's research, and helped the oasis begin to heal. No small feats to accomplish, traveler friend.
Okay.
May your path be easy and your footsteps sure.
Scars of the past. How are your
The
companions?
foul wind of our misfortune has turned into a gentle breeze. My companions are recovering well. I will monitor them closely for the next few days and see how they progress. For now, they merely need to rest.
What will happen to the oasis
I
now?
suspect both the fumes and the undead will linger for quite some time. Have no worries, though. I will make sure that its dangers are known to Elsweyr. Hopefully, an effort can one day be made to cleanse it completely.
Why can't it be cleansed
The
now?
Khajiit look up to their skies and see dragons soaring overhead. They look across their fields and see bloody battles raging. They have not the time nor resources to cleanse this oasis. Not now.
Then why did I kill the Nereid?
The Nereid was the source of the corruption. It was her power that created toxic fumes and raised the undead. Kept alive, she would continue to do so. Now, the oasis can begin to heal. It may take decades, centuries even, but it will heal.
Okay. Well, that's...
How are our companions, Laratan?
All is well, Egg Brother. Your antidote has helped them immensely.
That's good to hear.
Iokas, were you able to find your mother's research notes?
Yes. Our traveler friend was able to collect them.
And what did they say? What happened to Cicatrice?
Let us speak of that after you've recovered. For now, you need to rest.
Well, that's probably a diplomatic and actually good way to do that. Okay, let's take a look at the map. So, the southern part is more or less done. We have these sort of challenges, but, I mean, you saw what happened even at the first room, or even at the first level of combat at the trial, and these challenges are not much easier. They were at a time where you could essentially power through them, even alone, but now, yeah, there's no hope of that. Well, there are 1, 2, 3 locations that possibly can have a side quest to them. So let's see. The furthest is the Rimmen Necropolis. So I think I will meet you at Weeping Scar on the edges and in the shadow of Orcrest. But that's all for next time. So until then, take care.